Hello, my name is William Kohler, and today we're going to talk about variation and standard deviation. This is a St. Leo University math project number 2. The first thing I'd like to talk about is variance. Statistical variance gives a measure of how the data distributes itself about the mean or expected value. Unlike range that only looks at the extremes, the variance looks at all the data points and then determines their distribution. It is never a negative number since every term in the variance sum is squared and therefore either positive or zero. It has squared units. For example, the variance of a set of heights measured in centimeters will be given in centimeters squared. Since the population variance is squared, it is not directly comparable with the mean or the data themselves. Next, we'll talk about the standard deviation. The standard deviation is a list of numbers that measures how far away they are from their average or the mean. The symbol for standard deviation is the Greek letter sigma. The formula is easy. It's just the square root of the variance. Here are the formulas. First we'll look at the variation formula. Looks rather difficult, but let's break it down. X is each value in the sample. X bar is the mean of the values, and N is the number of values. Now let's look at standard deviation. They look very similar, do they not? We're not squaring the sigma, but we are squaring the entire problem. And if you note, each value is the same. The X is a value in the sample, X bar is the mean of the values, and the N is the number of values. Are you scared yet? It's okay. I was when I first saw the formulas. I didn't think there was any way I would ever figure this out. But it is really a lot easier than you think. Let me show you a much easier method. Army mateys! So we have some pirates. We have 5 pirates, and they've had a bad day and only managed to plunder a few gold coins each. Say their booty from 5 different raids is 4, 2, 5, 8, 6 gold coins per pirate. So let's use the simple 6-step process to determine what the variance and the standard deviation are. Find the mean by adding all numbers together and divide by the number of samples. So our numbers were 4, 2, 5, 8, 6. So you add those together and you divide by the number of them. So since there were 5 numbers, we're going to divide by 5. If you break it down, it's 25 divided by 5, and it equals 5. So 5 is your mean. Then you subtract each value from the mean. So 4 minus 5 equals negative 1. 2 minus 5 equals negative 3. 5 minus 5 obviously is 0. 8 minus 5 equals 3. And 6 minus 5 equals 1. Next, we're going to square those answers. So negative 1 squared equals 1. Negative 3 squared equals 9. 0 squared is still 0. 3 squared is 9. And 1 squared is 1. Notice that your negative numbers are now all positive because we said earlier that once you square them, they no longer are a negative number. Now you add those numbers together. 1 plus 9 plus 0 plus 9 plus 1 equals 20. Step 5, divide that number by the number of samples minus 1. So 20 divided by 5 minus 1 equals 5. Here we go with 5's again. So 5 is my variance. Then all you have to do is take the square root of 5, and that is your standard deviation. So the square root of 5 equals 2.24 coins. That's my standard deviation. So the conclusion: sometimes it doesn't pay to be a pirate, and statistics may not be as hard as it's made out to be. Thank you.